my biggest anchor that helps me the most is my dad. He's not with us anymore, but man, to think of him and how calm and just caring and kind and compassionate he was. Hey, this is Eric Nachtigal, and I am here with the amazing and wonderful Ginger Lewman from the ESSDACK Resilience Team. We're happy to bring you another Quick Bites episode where we're going to talk about adults and staying regulated, because sometimes we need to lend our calm and regulated nervous system to a child whose nervous system is not regulated, and we need to do it in a safe way.
And quickly, like right now. And
quickly. Admittingly, I am not a parent, but I'm going to guess parents out there can relate to this. I'm coming at from a little bit of an educational standpoint, and I'm sure both in classrooms as well as in homes, kids have, I'm going to use the word percolated quickly. They're starting to climb that escalation cycle, and we notice things are not going right. They're off task, or they're disgruntled, or they're doing things that we don't want.
The kid just spilled paint all over my brand new rug. Are you freaking kidding me? You're so professional about it. The kid just marked markers all over the wall. Are you kidding me?
And I can see how the adult in that situation could easily become dysregulated and go in their downstairs brain. But we're going to talk about some ideas how we can, if that happens, get back to our upstairs brain and get our nervous system regulated, or stay in our upstairs brain and stay regulated. Because we have to be safe. And again, we have to lend our nervous system to that child, help them cease the behavior, but do it in a safe, through relationship connecting way. So with that in mind, again, it could be applied to a classroom. If you've ever been a classroom teacher and the child is starting to get off task, maybe out of their seat, maybe even throw things a little bit, or, put things on the floor, throw things on the floor, you have to react quickly, but safely. And to me, this goes really well if you listen to a previous podcast about Ginger talking brilliantly about internal and external resources. This goes well with that. And this is about anchors. So if you're out there with me, be thinking about different people, places, memories, times of day, pets, whatever calms and steadies your nervous system in the face of struggle. That's what I'm asking you to think about, because those are the things that you can lean into when trouble is brewing, when your child, when a student is acting some sort of way, and you need to remember, I need to co-regulate with that child, and to be able to do that and do it safely and support that child in their nervous system. One of the most important things is that my nervous system is regulated and safe as well.
Well, and that's hard to do, because when the kid's doing the thing and they are in danger, or they're endangering somebody else, say it's in the classroom and they're like throwing pencils, somebody's going to lose a daggum eye. Are you kidding me? And now I'm responsible. Hello, I'm coming.
You have to, I don't even want to use the word react, because I don't like the word react. You need to respond quickly in situations, but yet safely. And I think there's ways to do that. And anchors are those. Now, I will also say you need to identify your anchors intentionally ahead of time, at the beginning of the year, or sometimes when you have a peaceful moment and you just want to stop and remember some anchors, how it feels, how it smells if you're out in nature, or a person who brought you loving kindness, or just a pet that you just adored, or just a time in your life that was amazing. Remember those anchors, because when you're about ready to respond safely to your child, to a student, couple things. Lean into those anchors. Lean into them thinking, okay, I kind of want to react this way because that's really kind of pushing my buttons, but that's going to bring me calm. Or that person, they were always calm. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to lean into that. Now, of course, not just anchors, but when you're thinking about and you're moving towards your child, moving towards that student to co-regulate with them, take a big breath. Sometimes I call it an anchoring breath, because you're thinking about that anchor, you're leaning into it, you're letting it calm your brain, your body, your nervous system, but you're also taking a big breath. That is super important too, because all those things are going to calm and regulate your nervous system and allow you to respond in a fairly quick fashion as you're moving calmly towards that child to help them co-regulate with their nervous system.
You know what I love about what you just said right there? You're saying the kid's doing the thing and you're taking a breath, thinking about how do I stay calm as you're moving toward them. You know what you didn't mention? Knock it off! You didn't mention yelling at them from across the room.
No.
Right?
No.
Which is oftentimes when we're afraid that somebody's going to be hurt or something's going to happen, that we're just going to quick get on it. And I don't know, maybe there's better people than me out there. That's what I would do. Maybe it's because I'm used to dealing with dogs. I'm like, hey, but you're talking about moving closer to them and not yelling at them like they're cattle or otherwise. And connecting with yourself before you connect with them.
It has
That's
to.
hard, man.
It is hard. But like anything in life, the more you practice it, the more it becomes natural to you.
That's right.
You're right. If the first time, and we're all human, give yourself grace. You might be a person who once or twice or more than once or twice yells from across the room. Mm-hmm. But when we know better, we do better. Mm-hmm. And if we make a plan, intentional plan, and we list our anchors and we identify some strategic breathing regulation strategies and we start to use them, the more those neural connections are made in our brain. And we have to do that because our nervous system impacts a child or a student's nervous system. Mm-hmm. And if we start yelling across the room and we are dysregulated, Ginger, what's going to happen to that child's nervous system? What's going to happen to that child?
Oh, they're going to ramp it up to 11.
Yeah. So it dysregulates them even more versus helps them get back in their upstairs brain.
Yes.
So lean into your anchors. Lean into those wonderful places, people, things, times that really calm you. Take those big breaths. Those are powerful things.
And, you know, I truly believe that the more often we can find our space of regulation and de-stress moments, then we are less likely to react and more likely to respond. That if I'm not at the edge of my tolerance already, then I'll be less likely to go, hey, and more likely to go, whoa, hey. And that's a very different holler across the room.
It is.
And one is a holler and one is a catch your attention as I'm moving toward you, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
That's maybe me working with middle schoolers.
No.
I mean, maybe you don't yell at the littles.
You know what? I'm not going to say in my 32 years of public education, I haven't made the mistake of hollering across the room when the child's standing on the table.
Oh, for
However,
whoa,
you know better, you do better.
That's right.
I've learned, I've gotten better, but yes, totally. I have reacted in my downstairs brain, but I really try hard not to do that. And I have literally a list of my anchors. And to be honest, my biggest anchor, and Ginger knows this, but for all those out there, I share this with lots of people, my biggest anchor that helps me the most is my dad. He's not with us anymore, but man, to think of him and how calm and just caring and kind and compassionate he was. When I'm in that struggle moment of helping a child de-escalate or regulate themselves, or even an adult, when I just lean into my dad a little, it just is that gentle reminder, regulate, calm, stay in your upstairs brain, listen. It just is so helpful. So identify your anchors. Identify your anchors. So
it sounds like the big takeaway here is the more we practice it, the more likely we are to be able to use it in times of duress. I mean,
absolutely,
it's our first aid kit. Really,
absolutely.
It's an emotional first aid kit.
It totally is. It's your adult.
It's the first step there.
Yeah.
So, friends, listen. If you like what you're hearing here, and this is the first episode you've heard, make sure you go back to the one before where we talked about external resources, and then go back a little farther to listen to other episodes that we've got going on. And if you could, I just want to ask you this. We were talking in our team today. We're not sure how people are using this information out in the world. Could you drop us a comment or send us an email or something that just says, hey, listen, I found this was really good, or hey, you know, it really stunk. Just let us know if you're using them or if you have questions about it. Is this hitting a tone that is helpful for you?
Yeah.
So we're still trying to tune these up so that it's useful. Useful for me in the classroom. I wish I'd had this.
Absolutely. I do too.
All right, friends, join us again soon.